Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run.
This is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have back one of my favorite guests, Donna Newman Bluestein. So, Donna is the dance movement therapist who's been with us before. She's the inventor of the Octoband. You're going to hear a lot more about it. She's also written a book, a children's book. Welcome back, Donna. Donna, what would you like to start with?
I'd like to talk about dance movement therapy because that's my roots.
Yeah, go ahead. When did you get into that?
So I actually have been working as a dance therapist for 40 years.
Where did you start when you were 5, right? She looks so young. Oh my God. Wow, you were a kid when you started it, right?
No, I wasn't.
Well, anyway, she looks it. All right.
So I think why I want to say that is because people talk about dance is therapeutic.
Yeah.
But not all dance that's therapeutic is dance therapy. So I really think it's important for people to know that dance therapists are trained. We have a graduate level training and 2-year postgraduate training that we do. We have supervision before we can be certified. So we're trained to handle whatever comes up.
It's got to be a fun training.
Oh my God!
The grueling maybe?
So it's different now than it used to be. Now it's much more grueling than it used to be.
Oh, it's more than it was.
Yes, it used to be much more fun. And that's because somebody's decided that you have to be serious.
Yeah.
And there are so many requirements for certification. So, there are things that we have to learn. But I got trained as an expressive therapist with my major focus in dance.
Right. Where did you go to school?
I went to Leslie.
Yeah, that's a great college, right?
It's wonderful.
Yeah. And your major was in dance.
It was expressive therapy.
Expressive therapy.
It was an expressive therapies department.
Yeah.
It still is. And my major focus was dance.
Yeah. This fits right in with you, boy.
So we learned through all arts. Now the focus is much more on dance, and there's less time for the other arts. But they all really help me do the work that I do.
And it helps the people who, you taught me and the viewers, that people who, let's say, are in maybe a nursing facility or anywhere else, and they're not too great at communicating, right? But it helps them because we're going to show you the Octoband again, how they can pull together. This is marvelous. I mean, this must be something that is a dream come true for you. I mean, I love it, the whole idea.
What's a dream come true for me is that it's being used around the world with all different populations. And that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing. The creative ways that people are using it with people with adults with intellectual disabilities, using it in team building for adults, using it with children with autism, as well as people with dementia. Yeah.
I think when I first met you, we were talking about that on Alzheimer's, dementia. What a great way to communicate. And you have a new book out. Can you show us this? Look at this. You could buy it too.
You were talking about this one?
Well, this one.
Okay,
yeah.
So this one is a children's book.
Hold that right up for Paul to grab a hold of that. It's called
Ollie the Octopus.
Yeah. Based on the Octoband,
It's
I bet.
based on the Octoband. It's Octoband colors. And the reason I created it was because people are asking me how to use the Octoband, to write a guide. And my mind doesn't work that way. So I'm not good at how-tos because I'm very creative and spontaneous. Yeah. So I'm doing what I know how to do, which is follow my imagination.
Yeah.
So I want to say that this is, I didn't draw it. This is illustrated by Bethany Beers Mullen, who's an expressive therapist and an artist. They're her watercolors.
Yeah.
And so this is just for an example of this is Ollie.
Now, will it be black and white or be colored in the book?
It's going to be black and white
in the book. Okay.
Yeah. Just the front will be colored.
That's Ollie the Octopus.
This is Ollie. Yeah. This is Ollie the Octopus. And
when's this going to be out again, Donna?
It's in the trial stage, so we're trying it out with children to see if it works.
Okay.
So I'll tell you a moment. So I'm going to read this from the back. So by now, Ollie was pretty hungry. He reached his arms and legs in all directions for a tasty treat. And I don't know if you can see it, but he's got a little bit of snails and shrimp and crabs. And so the idea is for the children to be holding on to the ends of the arms and legs of the octoband, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then they have to work together, or in this case, they're all reaching out in different directions. Mm-hmm. And then for other things, they'll all come together to be small or stretch out to be big.
So when have you first been bringing it in front of the children, try it out before you get it out there for the rest of us?
So I'm just beginning to do that. I I created a paper copy just like this from my granddaughter who's 3, yeah, and read it to her, and she gave me the, what do you call it, the 5 stars. She said, "Read it again, Nana.
Good.
Read it again, Nana. Read it again, Nana."
Yeah, I've got a little grand one about that age too, and he's got autism, but we caught it early. He's in regular school.
Awesome.
He functions fine. If you get it early, I know Grammy noticed it's something. I said, he's not responding to me when I call he's right there, he's smart, but he's not looking at me when I call his name. And I told my son and the mother, I said, guys, you might want to look into this. And I was right. Grandma's intuition.
Yeah.
You should see her earrings. Just as a quick sidelight, they're octopus. Octopi?
Octopuses.
Octopuses.
That's the plural of octopus.
All right. So you've got that one. Maybe might come out, this summer, if we're lucky?
We'll see. We're just actually trying it out. A friend tried it out yesterday. I haven't heard back from her yet.
Yeah.
And we're taking it into Bethany's daughter's preschool next Tuesday, and we're going to see what happens.
This is I think, going to be a hit. How can it miss?
Well, it's fun, it's colorful, yeah, it's got lots of feelings, and I think that's why my granddaughter responded to it.
Yeah.
Because Ollie gets scared when a shark comes by, so he, hides and flattens against the wall and things like that.
And how long had you been working on this?
This one, I was thinking about it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And once we started it, I'd say Bethany and I have been working on it for 6 months, maybe.
This is wonderful. Donna covers all the age groups, the children, the adults, maybe teens who have maybe a learning difficulty or whatever, a mental health challenge, shall we say. You've got it covered. While we're talking about it, anybody who's tuning in who's never seen the Octoband, okay, we will show you what it is. This is so much fun. This is the original one I met you with, right?
So,
I think.
Well, it's like this, yes.
Looks like
it's definitely like this.
Okay.
So it's got 8 legs going in different directions. And there's actually now, there's a 16 leg, which there has been all along. Now there's a 24 leg as well. Because people in schools or in nursing homes where they have a lot of people have been asking me for more.
And look, they can wrap their hands around it.
That's right. So they can put their hands inside. And this way, when we stretch, if you pull.
Yep.
So the really important thing here.
Whoops. Jan, you're spastic. Okay.
Well, no, that's why these.
That's why you did that. Okay.
Yes, because it's very easy to
leave it
pull
to Jan to lose it. Okay.
Nah, we all can lose
what
it.
do you want?
Hold on tight. Hold on tight.
Okay.
Pull. I want you to pull. Exactly. So you can feel. Can you feel our connection to each other?
This is great exercise too.
It is. So the thing is, for people with dementia and people who don't have verbal language, they don't connect. Well, they disconnect when we use words.
Yeah.
So this way, they stay connected in movement and stay connected to the physically.
Oh yeah.
And they also are connected socially and emotionally.
Can you see the happiness? I mean, can you see them just like, they're like a whole new world?
Absolutely. People, I will watch, and somebody will be like, on the edge of the room, and I've seen somebody just kind of move their chair closer and closer so that they can be part of the action.
So they're getting interested gradually.
For this one person, some people like that, they just get it.
Yeah.
They understand, they want to be part of it.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of our problems, a lot of our mental health problems, there certainly are chemical reasons for that, and maybe genetic, but also I think we're lonely.
Yeah. It's an epidemic now, isn't it? Loneliness, they say, kind of getting out there with all this social media.
I'm sure, because we spend less and less time with people and more time on our devices. And while that connects us in some way, it disconnects us in some ways as well.
I notice this a lot. I don't like going into a restaurant and seeing even grown people at a restaurant table. What the heck are you going out for? Don't you want to talk together? Really bizarre. I'm not into it. I mean, I have a little tiny cell phone, right? Once in a while I might text somebody. I love email, but I'd rather go out for coffee and see them in person.
Right.
Oh, more fun.
Right. And I don't text.
I didn't, but I got a son who's like a teenager, right? That's what I had to do, is start doing it. Not much, though.
My kids know that they can't text me.
You're good. You're fine.
Because the little ding that goes off, when the ding goes off, I pop up.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be popping up.
Yeah, I've been in meetings and things like that, and I'm like, I'm sorry. And I go out and I shut it off. It's awful. Now, she also has another book, and this is the workbook, right, for people who want to learn to do it?
Well,
Training manual.
So it's a training manual in nonverbal communication. So because have worked for so many years as a dance therapist, what I noticed was not just when I'm dancing in a group of people, but that I'm picking up on nonverbal cues. And sometimes I notice things that nurses don't notice, for example.
Yeah. You're an intuitive. You're very...
I am intuitive, but also I built my intuition on observation, movement observation.
Sure.
So we're trained. We have a minimum of a year of training in a movement observation, and then I went on to become certified as a movement analyst, which is an additional couple of years.
Where do you go, Donna, for this training?
Well, Lesley University has a training. They're about to start a monthly, I think it's once a month on a weekend, a module that will begin like that.
Yeah.
And there's an institute in New York. It's called Laban Institute for Movement Studies. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks ago, there was a 40th anniversary conference.
Wow. Did you go?
I did.
Where is Lesley? I apologize.
Lesley's in Cambridge.
Oh, okay. So if you want to stick closer to home, that would be the place to go, right?
That would be
and
the
that's
place
your
to go.
alma mater.
It is.
Do you teach?
I have taught. I'm an adjunct faculty. I'm not teaching at the moment because my heart is really with just focusing on dance and dementia.
Honestly, hold your book up there. This is the manual.
This is the manual. Yeah. And this is for people who enjoy dancing and moving and want to train caregivers of people with dementia. They have to really know the population, though. So it's people who enjoy moving, dancing, and also have experience with people with dementia. So this is a training manual that will allow you to take this material and teach people how to be relate in an embodied way.
Did you design
person.
in the cover? Did you help out with that or no? No?
I did not. This is co-written with my colleague, Dr. Meg Chang, who is really very much focused on diversity and making sure that our manual speaks to that diversity. And we had a book designer who helped us.
We're talking again with Donna Newman Bluestein. I got it right this time. She is a dance movement therapist. She is inventor of the Octoband. I think you've been with us now. Is this your third or fourth visit with us?
Third
visit. Are you over at Dodge Park and the new, what's it called? We've had him
Oasis?
on. Yeah, Oasis. I can't, what's the name of it? The director? We've had him very tall.
Mika.
Mika. We've had Mika on. And that's taken off like a rocket, hasn't it?
I actually haven't been in touch with Mika for a bit.
Yeah.
So Mika bought Octoband from us at the very beginning. I went in and trained his staff in using the Octoband, but I haven't seen him in a few years.
I love what you said, Donna, that you you're trained to look for the, say, the body telegraphing things. Maybe the nurses are so busy they haven't, they're not trained for. I don't know how to explain it, but you're there as a definite adjunct to what they're doing. It acts, wonderful.
Right. So I'm observing movement, and that's my job.
Mm.
I don't have to give medications. I don't have to take blood pressures. I don't have to, do other things. It's movement that I'm focused on. And so one day there was a man who was sitting in front of the nurse's station, and his brow was deeply furrowed. It was, really deep furrow, and it wasn't usually. So I intuitively went over to him and I asked him, because my hands are always cold, and I asked him if I could put my hands on his forehead, and he let me. I put my hands on his forehead, and the nurse came rushing over, and she said, he's been sitting there distressed for the past couple of hours, and we didn't know what the matter was. She said, but as soon as you put your hand on his forehead, his shoulders dropped.
Did he have a headache?
He had a headache.
And he couldn't tell them.
He couldn't tell them.
Oh, it's a good thing you were there.
So I believe that there should be somebody on the staff
Yes.
all the time who is in their bodies, who is comfortable and understands body language, because it's the language that people who no longer have verbal words speak, even if they come from China, India, the Caribbean, the United States. Mars. I don't know about Mars. We're going to guess that.
Yeah.
But yes, that we are speaking the same language. When we're in pain, we're showing it.
Yeah, my shoulders, I tend to, I go into and I breathe off the top.
Yes.
I was taught by somebody, knock it off. Stop breathing through your belly. You don't have to go into fight or flight. Whatever to call fight or flight mode. You're fine. Just loosen it up and breathe from your tummy. I think it was an Indian Indian meditation therapist teaching you to really through your belly button.
Mm.
You're not aware of it.
Mm.
I know I wasn't.
Right.
I had to hear that. Donna, how could they reach you and maybe get your books when they come? When it comes out?
So, you can find me at, this is,
What's your best way to get to you? Email?
This is my website.
All right, there we go.
This is my website. This is www.octoband.com, so that one works if you're interested in the Octoband, but it will also take you to the same website as this one, which is www.danceforconnection.com.
And that'll take you right to her too? Yeah.
Right. Right, and there's a little contact button.
If you're out there and you really would like to have Donna come visit with you and speak to her about what you do, don't be shy. Connect with her. You'll go.
I'm very responsive,
Yep.
and I've done keynotes speaking.
You're keynote speaking. That's another marketing aspect. I get you out there. So many people want to hear. I love it, and if I love it, there's got to be a bunch of other people that love it too. Because it's the simplest thing, but it's it's fun, and if it's to do with communicating, awesome. Just awesome. Now you've got another picture. Paul, can you zero in on that? I'm not sure.
It's not all that clear, so I don't know if
That's
will
people
work.
participating with the Octoband.
So these are children in Rwanda.
Yeah. You went to Rwanda?
I didn't. No, there are people who are using this in China and Japan and Australia. No, I'm based here. I do speaking engagements in other places and teaching. But
Can you get that, Paul? That's a beautiful. Okay, yeah, he's got it. Beautiful picture, and that's in Rwanda.
Right.
And they get a hold of you so that they can order their Octobands?
They can order it directly from my website.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, you got some dancers?
Oh, this one is for, if you're interested in dance therapy, this is how to find out more about dance therapy at adta.org. That's American Dance Therapy Association. adta.org.
I can imagine that Donna would be I wish you would get out and teach a lot, because you have a way to be able to reach a lot of people and get their interest really going.
Thank you. Well, I do teach. I teach people how to bring dance to people with dementia. So I do trainings here, and then I'm teaching next April at the 92nd Street Y.
Where's that?
In New York City.
Oh, you're going to be in New York City? Girl, you get around.
I'll be in China in the end of November, December.
Where
I'll be
in China?
Teaching in China, in Beijing, Shanghai, and Nanking.
Did they connect to you, or did you go after them?
They came to me.
They connected with you.
Yeah.
Said, would you please come?
Yes.
I hope they're paying your plane fare.
They are.
Good.
Yeah.
and a place to stay.
Yes, they're paying me to do that, yes.
Very good. That's the way. That's good. That's good. You looking forward to it?
It's a lot of work, and I don't have a lot of time to spend there, so it's. I actually went there this past fall with a different program. It's hard to do so much traveling,
Yeah.
and not have time to see things.
Yes.
So I saw the Great Wall. That was pretty exciting.
Did you get on it? My parents walked part of it.
I did the what is it called? Not the trolley, maybe. No, something. I'm losing my words. The tram, maybe it goes
Yeah.
up the mountain.
I don't know. They didn't mention. All I know is I got pictures of Mom and Dad standing on the Great Wall. I forgot. She brought in some great things to show us.
Yes.
Right beside me here.
Yes. So Octoband is about making connections through movement. It's also
Look at
about
how
a sense
high
of
it is.
belonging.
How is that? Did they put it up into the ceiling, Donna?
So, the photographer Charles Daniels, he took the
Oh.
photograph from below.
So he got on the floor, actually.
He got on the floor.
Okay, so it's not all right. It's
Yeah.
and then we have
So I just want to say about this. So this is with seniors. This is with children. And these children didn't know each other. And this is with adolescents. This is actually in Bosnia with adolescents.
How about in the residential schools, adolescents who have maybe conduct disorder or bipolar, things like that? Would that be a great way to bring people together as a teamwork, like feeling like they belong?
Yes, and part of why it's so good is because they don't have to be touching hands.
Nope.
So they're, and there can be an adversarial relationship there. They don't all have to be cooperative.
Yeah.
So they can move in a different way as everybody else. And that, being allowed to express that resistance
Yeah.
can be the first step toward working together cooperatively.
So you're actually reaching people not only in a fun way, but a physical way. If you can't always get here first, you're getting here first.
Right.
Oh, I love this.
Right, and this is not necessarily the most important thing, because to get along, this doesn't help us.
No.
This is what helps us.
Yeah, you kind of want to belong and feel part of it.
Or you have to want to express your feelings of disappointment
Yeah, exactly.
and aggravation, so
Yeah.
sometimes that's the first way, is giving people a space to express those things.
You must see a lot of frustration. Some of the patients with dementia or Alzheimer's, they want to, or whatever, they want to express themselves, but they're like, oh God, I can't find the word.
We don't worry about that because
You
we're
just-
moving. Yeah.
And
I talk a lot, but
that's good.
it doesn't matter whether they understand me or not.
No,
As long as I attempt to understand them.
exactly.
So this is actually, a friend was using it with her family.
The kids are all tied up in an octoband.
Yes.
Was that their idea, Donna? The
Yes,
kids
they're
did-
all, they're all playing together. This one is with a group of, I think it's young adults, or adults who have physical challenges. And this is the school that I was teaching in China. So, no, it isn't.
Almost looks
I'm
like-
sorry, that is not. This is Japan. I was in Japan.
You know what it
couple
looks
of
like?
years ago.
Origami. The way the picture came out, an origami design.
Yes, I think that, so I let them play with it however they wanted, and some of them went high and others went low, and
Yeah.
they had to keep their eyes on the other people so that when some people were high, others were low, and so
Yeah.
forth.
Sure. Oh!
So changing shapes. And this is another one with the one child, just you can see it,
Yeah.
who's totally
Was she autistic?
mesmerized. No.
No, she was
No. A healthy little girl. But it's also great for intergenerational, so it's a way of
Yeah.
getting different generations together and moving together.
Yeah.
But actually, it's interesting you said that, because you see she's between the two bands,
Yeah.
and one of my friends, who's a colleague, works with adults with developmental disabilities, and that's one of the ways that she's used it, of having them go in between so that they feel the comfort and of traveling a pathway in toward the center and then coming back out again.
I never would have looked at it that way.
Nor I.
Yeah.
Because people use it in such novel ways.
Oh, I love it. Just love it. Donna, how can people get a hold of you again?
So the easiest way is to go on my website. That is danceforconnection.com. Or octoband.com. And octoband is OCTA.
Yeah, I goofed on that one.
OCTABAND, because, you know, octopus is spelled with an O.
Yeah.
And as much as it reminds me of an octopus,
Yeah.
it's a female octopus, so I made it with an A.
Donna, are you open to people who would like to have you come speak, be it at a library, a senior center, anywhere? Are you open to that?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I know you make some fantastically big trips, and I don't know if you stick to that or you'll come locally too.
No. My goal is for people to understand that older adults, all older adults, and particularly people with dementia, need to move, and they need people who are in their bodies to connect with them on a body level.
My grandmother had Parkinson's, and I remember she said, "I feel like a prisoner in my body." She felt like a prisoner in her body, and I was very young. I'm trying to think what she means, and I think it's like she feels that her body not disowned her or was a traitor to her.
Yes.
She could speak, but I could tell she had just changed so much. She was such a vibrant person and an artist and everything, and just Grandpa ended up taking care of her, basically till the end. But it's not a fun thing to watch. It's sad, and with you to help people with Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, kids with conduct disorder, bipolar, anything, autism. There's such a scope that you can relate, get the word out about. I just think this is wonderful. So we've been talking with Donna Newman Bluestein, and she is she's a dance movement therapist. She's the inventor of the Octoband, as you've seen. And if you'd like to have her come and do a presentation wherever you are, maybe come speak with you, maybe you have a difficult time in your family, perhaps communicating with somebody with an issue, this is your person, your go-to, right here. And we wish you a lot of luck in your travels, girl. You're braver than I am. I will not get in a plane. I will not. No, I know. My father was
Come with me. I'll take you.
You will. No. You want to drug me first? My father used to kid me. He said, he's world traveled, and he said, no. He said, you get more of a chance of getting into, a car accident. The old argument. So I nailed him. I said, but Pop, if I fall down over the ocean, what are my odds of getting to the emergency room? I don't think he had a comeback, because it's right. My odds if I fall out of the sky are not good. If I have a car accident, now right to the ER, pretty good, right? Got to admit. I just can't do it. I mean, a boat, I don't know if you have, I tried to go from Hyannis to Martha's Vineyard. I don't know if anybody out there can relate, but I have like a little bit of the inner ear thing going. I'm like, I was like, when are we going to get there? They said, focus on the horizon. I'm like, it's not working. Why don't you have something to eat? No. Donna, this is a blast. I could go on forever with Donna. When your book comes out, the children's book, maybe send me a copy. We're going to get you back on because we want the parents out there to know about this book. And I think this is awesome. And also, if people want to learn and go to the therapy training, don't forget, you can also contact Donna. She'll help you with that, get you launched. There's people out there that are fit for this type of thing and have that intuition with people that you do. You can actually go into a room where there are people there, and you can, like that gentleman that had the headache, and he couldn't express it. Donna was right there, hand on his forehead, didn't go. You were the angel that stepped into that room for that man.
For that man.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
We're going to have you
Jen.
back with that book.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time. I'll be my guest.
Thank you.